the shadows we reside, cracking codes to flip the tide. Zeros and ones our battle cry. System fall, we watch them die. Hack the gap, no turning back. Red meets blue in the cyber attack. Firewall burns, the signals cracked. Hack the gap, yeah.
Welcome to Hak-Attack. I'm ZL45, but folks just call me Z. Today's mission? Blueprinting your climb from button-mashing SOC analyst to mythic red team operator in 5 years flat. But let's start with the most recycled wisdom nobody wants to hear yet. Pretty much every red team wizard started in a security operations center. Why? Because the SOC is the only place you can overdose on pattern recognition and not get arrested. It's not just dashboards and yawns. Think of it as the jazz club of cybersecurity, where you improv on security alerts instead of saxophone scales. I remember my first full-on incident response shift. Full panic mode. My hands were sweating. SIEM was blaring like someone sat on a synthesizer's demo button, and everyone's talking over each other on Slack like it's an auction. That's the hidden training. It's pure chaos. But you come out recognizing the shape of real-world attacks. You learn triage. You log everything. You bounce ideas off teammates in the bullpen. Get used to putting out fires. Because offense is just defense played backwards and louder. Alright, let's actually unpack what a SOC analyst does, because the title is as misleading as a phishing email promising free pizza. SOCs run on tiers, Tier 1 through Tier 3 or 4, depending how corporate your org chart is. Entry level, you're on alert triage, sorting the spam from the oh crap that's real alarms, handling initial investigations, and writing the world's most detailed incident notes. But it ramps up. Tier 2, now you're deep diving, correlating weirdness across endpoints, cloud logs, SaaS, you name it. By Tier 3, you're hunting for threats that haven't triggered any alerts. Maybe writing Sigma or Yara rules to zap next week's malware. Skills? SIM mastery. Splunk, Sentinel, QRadar, or whatever's in your budget. Some Python or PowerShell so you don't cry over repetitive tasks. And seriously, you need stress-proof teamwork because incident response is basically a relay race with grenades. Here's one for the SOC Legend Archives. Dropzone AI hit the scene, right? Suddenly, it's investigating every single alert automatically. Before, the humans could only touch 20% of the tickets, max. Overnight, people swapped alert backlog guilt for real analysis time. The job didn't get easier, but the boring stuff got vaporized. If you ask me, this is what augment, not replace, should look like. Let's break down the SOC tech arsenal, because this isn't just plug-and-play antivirus. You start with SIM, your event hub, whether it's Splunk, Elk, QRadar, whatever. Then stack on EDR for endpoint spy work. CrowdStrike, SentinelOne, the list is long. NDR for network deep dives, and tips to feed you fresh bad guy indicators for breakfast. SOAR stitches it all together, automating your response playbooks and freeing up brain space for the real puzzles. But let's be real. AI is jumping into the SOC like espresso in your bloodstream. With tools like Dropzone AI, the AI SOC analyst isn't some sci-fi trope. It means you've got an algorithm pal investigating every dinky alert, so you focus on novel threats and higher context analysis. My favorite metaphor? AI in the SOC is like caffeine for your digital immune system. Everything sharpens up, you cover more ground, but if you don't eat or sleep, you're still toast. Human plus AI together is how you save your sanity and catch the tricky stuff. Year 1 is all about foundation, not FOMO. Don't let anyone shame you for stacking up entry-level certs. CompTIA ITF Plus, Network Plus, Security Plus, ISC2 CC. These aren't just resume checkboxes. They teach you the rules of the network road, the difference between ping and panic. I've seen too many folks skip this and get lost in the weeds later. Hands-on beats theory 10 times out of 10. Try HackMe SOC Level 1, Over the Wire, Distro C. These labs simulate the chaos, let you trip up in private before you do it in production. If you're stuck, community is your first power-up. Discord servers, our cybersecurity, local meetups. Here's my riff. Document your first 3 live incidents, even or especially if you botch them. Your epic facepalm is someone else's guide rail. Rookies unite by admitting what they crash. By year 2, you're not just drowning in alerts, you're swimming laps in the deeper end. Tier 2 is where you battle actual phishing outbreaks, spot ransomware before it lands, and chase lateral movement through logs. It's about seeing more of the chessboard, not just your own pawn. This is also your first pivot point. Do you want to keep sharpening defense, or is there an itch to break things, legally? This is where you try CTFs, capture the flag competitions. Low risk, high learning. You can totally play blue team, but soon enough you'll want to know how the bad guys think. I gotta admit it didn't take me long. My "wait, I love breaking stuff" moment came the first time I realized fuzzing a login form could completely flip a system's mood from calm to chaos. Suddenly, defense felt incomplete. Offense was the missing half. If years 1 and 2 are about surviving chaos, year 3 is about harnessing it for controlled demolition. It's the bridge. You land your first junior pen test gig, maybe go hybrid on a purple team. That's assault and defense rolled up. Certs like Pen Test Plus, CEH, or EJPT. These tell companies, yep, I can break stuff on purpose and fix it too. You gotta build a home lab. VirtualBox, VMware, attack VMs. It's your GarageBand phase. You get loud, learn what doesn't work, and jam with exploits until the system begs for mercy. If you're feeling ambitious, bug bounties give you real targets, real feedback, and sometimes real cash. Don't skip the hybrid mindset. Purple teams are where the puzzle pieces click. You see how offensive skills sharpen defense, and vice versa. You become less of a one-trick pony and more of a cybersecurity Swiss Army knife. Year 4? Suit up. It's red team immersion time. This isn't point-and-click pen testing anymore. OSCP, CRTP, CRTO, these are your rites of passage. You want full scope ops? Emulating advanced persistent threats, mapping every phase to MITRE ATT&CK, running hands-on labs like Dante or Zero Point Security, advanced post-exploitation, living off the land, bypassing modern EDR. You get to jazz it up. And I mean that literally. See, red teaming is like jazz music. You grind on the standards until you don't have to think about them, and only then can you improvise without sounding like a mess. You earn your freedom by respecting the baseline. At this point, you also start teaching. Even if you're just a year ahead of rookies, you've got survival tips they need. Community karma is real. Year 5 and beyond, things get spicy. You specialize. Cloud, mobile, physical attacks, whatever's calling. Toolbox upgrades. OSEP, OSWI, GXPN. At this tier, mentorship and leadership aren't optional. You're judged by whether you level up your tribe, not just your own repo of exploits. Senior red team operators in the US see salaries north of $135K, sometimes $200K plus in certain sectors, but the money's gravy. The difference between a lead and a loner? Leads build cultures that last. They design feedback loops across red, blue, and purple teams, so the whole org keeps getting better, not just the loudest hacker in the room. Here's the secret sauce: cross-training. I'm talking red versus blue team CTFs, hands-on arenas where you're attacker and defender, switching hats mid-battle. Platforms like CyberStronger or Boise State's core program get you thinking offensively and defensively in the same breath. The psychology is wild. When you walk in with the mindset, how would I break this? and immediately have to ask, how do I patch up my own holes? Boom, your perspective widens. One time, my team got absolutely crushed as blue, but flipped the narrative by thinking, wait, what did we literally just do 5 minutes ago as red? That shift turned a total flop into the most valuable win. Last but not least, mentorship and trust. Forget rockstar hacker nonsense. If you want to go far, bring as many people along as you can. Sharing the mess-ups is as important as sharing the wins. Teach before you think you're ready. Mentor up or down. And most importantly, listen to voices not like yours. Document your journey. Give the gift of context and community. The day you start paying your learning forward is the day you level up from cyber mercenary to legacy builder. There's no done in this field, only progress loops. So grab the roadmap, share your scars, and let's raise a next wave that smashes the old gatekeeping walls.
The whispers, a data stream. Codes the canvas, paint the scheme. We're the ghosts inside the machine. Nothing's safe, not even your dream.